it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man.
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
All right, now I'm gonna be doing a little something. We'll be doing something different. Me and my man Bootsie from Street Knowledge Podcast. We're gonna give you a little news brief of what's going on. We got the 5 alleged killer cops. We got the females that got arrested in the airport, and we got the 3 found dead in Detroit. Now, let's bring my man Bootsie up so I can get my man's opinion on this. You know, what's up, Bootsie? How you doing? Tell him who you are.
What up?
Tell him who
What's
you
good?
are.
Y'all know what it is. Your boy Big Bootsie, one of Harlem's finest, man. What's good, my brother?
No, everything good, man. Everything good. You know, I've been watching the news and I laid back to let everything play out because I don't like to jump on things too fast. But I seen these 5 black officers jump on this one young black man, and it's all type of different speculations as far as what went on with my man Tyree. They said that it was allegedly because, you know, he was dealing with a girl that liked his surfboarding and his smooth California way of, you know, moving, other than, you know, these officers or this officers, you know, the way he conducted himself. And she left them. They both were supposedly working at the FedEx. You know, all the job affairs go on when people work at jobs. They spend more time at the job trying to pay the bills because things are hard, and, you know, the romance begin. And, you know, from the romance, it could escalate into this negativity. Now, what do you think about this, big bro?
I'm saying, well, I heard about that as well, but let's don't forget about the white cop that they said called in a traffic stop or called in some type of way. I'm trying to figure out the connection to that. So was the white cop that wasn't even on the scene with them, was he a part of pulling him over for the guy, for his fellow cop, to help him out with the girl situation with actual Tyree? What you think? I'm confused.
I mean, the way that could play out, it could play out many different ways, you know, because you already know how, you know, we all look out for each other. So they might have put out a little personal APB, say, when you see this car going by, you let me know. I'm going to teach this dude a lesson. You know what I mean? It could have went like that. I'm just talking about, you know, just different speculation. So we're not saying nothing is specific as far as the way it went down. But bottom line, what I don't like is the fact that, you know, they had this unit put together in the first place, because that's the same way they had the TNT back in '88. When the TNT came out, first thing they did, they went on 140th Street and bodied somebody, and, you know, the mayor, you know, went along with it. And the same way with these, you know, this little task force team
Zombie,
that they,
I think it's Zombie.
Yeah, well, something like that. You know what I mean? You know more than me about that.
It's called
Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion. You know what I mean? But now the chief of police, the mayor, and all that or whatever, when it first went down, they went all on the news saying how they did so good. They got X amount of guns, X amount of arrests, and all this old la la la. But nobody looked into how it was being conducted. What I don't understand is all that sounds like a setup to me, because you got 5 black cops. You know what I mean? I think when you have, you know, a task force like that, the same way even in the House and the Senate, when they put together these special housing committees, they put Republicans, Democrats, progressive, and put a variety of people on the team instead of just one specific, you know, person. That's a recipe for disaster. You know? Now, what do you think about that? Because I got my opinion on that. Let me hear your opinion on that.
Well, I think when they put together those type of forces, those type of units, they think they get special privileges. And I think they think that they can actually kill with a pass. And those cops, them 5 cops, actually abuse their authority, thinking that, well, cops in the past that actually shoot people on camera, and it's plain as day when they shoot them on camera, they have to investigate it for 6 months, and 9 times out of 10, the cop normally either gets off or spank on the hand. So they thought that they was going to get those special privileges by utilizing a personal affair, because it's personal with that guy, as you know, allegedly. So they utilized that and mixed it with the police thing, with their Scorpion unit, to actually harm somebody or actually kill Tyree. And I think that that's crazy, because why would 5 cops, if one of them is in love with somebody and got a problem with somebody, why would the other 4 want to help this cop and jeopardize their family, jeopardize their career, jeopardize, their whole life is going down the drain for this one situation due to the fact that they thought that they was going to get away with it just because they are police. But notice the white cop, like I just said a second ago, wasn't even there. He didn't even come and be around the situation, but he ignited the fire. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, but see, I don't want to focus on the white cop so much as look at the overall picture. And the police, no disrespect, they are ganging themselves, man. Let's stop the crap.
That's a fact.
They're ganging themselves. Like they say, the shield of blue, So everybody tried to look out for everybody because bottom line, they called the ambulance. The ambulance came, and the ambulance came based on the fact that they were saying that a dude was pepper sprayed and they wanted to check him out for pepper spray. Now, when the ambulance came, they saw this man laying down, beat up, face swollen every which way like Martin fighting Hagler in the Martin Lawrence show, Right. And they sat around for 20 minutes, lollygagging, drinking coffee, eating donuts, whatever they doing, while this man laid there with his illness, basically dying. You understand what I'm saying? Because they took the officer's word for it, that, it's about a pepper spray. But you can look at him and tell that it's more than a pepper spray. It took them 20 minutes. They added up the time. They said it took 20 minutes before the EMT responded, to trying to even look at this man. They just took the officer's word. That go to show that, in my opinion, that's all it is, my opinion, that they a gang. And they always down with it. The EMT with the white dude on it and the female, everything that was just going down. Everybody was, rolling with the cop. And if they could, they would have pushed it under the rug like they've been doing for the last 400 years, after slavery. It's just now we got technology. Big shout out to Bill Gates. Big shout out to Bill Gates and the technology. You know what I mean? Because if they wouldn't have had that street camera on the pole, the body cams would have never came out. And like you said, Bootsie, you right. It would have took them 6 to 8 months before they revealed what happened. But once that body cam, once that cam was on that pole and that captured everything, it was plain to see. The man handcuffed, they holding him, they giving him straight face shots, not body shots, face shots. And these are big boys. You understand? But I want to introduce you to something that I'm sure you don't know about, Bootsie, because I was locked up and that's how I was privy to it. They had some dudes that came into prison. That's why we made this like a prison story intro, because we dealing with prison. They had a task force out west also that would set up. As a matter of fact, I spoke about this when me and you was hanging out last time you came up. They had a task force that they went and they would set up young black dudes in the Midwest by telling them, hey, undercover police will go into the minority neighborhoods only and say, hey, I know where there's, a stash house that got 50 keys in it. They don't have no guns. All you need is a gun. Once you show them a gun, they're going to make sure that they surrender. They're going to give you the 50 keys. We all going to get paid. All I want is 10 keys. You keep the 40 keys, but it's a walk in the park. Just get a gun and meet me over here on Thursday. This is what they told them, the young black minority, So dude hear that 50 keys, all I got to do is show a gun, it sounds like a lick,
Right.
It sounds like a lick. Ain't too many people going to turn that lick down. I mean, not even Mecca Audio. You know what I mean? They make it sound that sweet. You understand? So now, when they show up and the first thing the police ask them is, there's 50 keys in there. And they be like, yeah, so we going to go get the 50 keys. And they say, yeah. They say, okay, you got the gun? And they say, yeah, all we got to do is flash it. They say, all right, let me see the gun, make sure that the gun work proper and it look menacing enough. So as soon as they pull out the gun and they say, yeah, here go the gun. You know what I mean? Now they say you under arrest for attempt robbery of 50 keys. It was no stash house. It was no 50 keys. It was nothing.
Wow.
But now they locked up, and got indicted for trying to rob 50 keys out of a stash house, and the keys and the stash house never even existed, and I met brothers that came in the federal system. That's how I know about
Wow.
this. You know what I mean? That had,
Wow.
you know, discharged for 50 keys of beyond ghost dope. This is non-existent dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they was
Right.
doing that, and they dismantled that group also because they was like, hold on, if y'all trying to really do this, you know, like that, to take the drugs off or take the robbers and stick up kids, why don't you go in white affluent neighborhoods and run this same sting? Why isn't
Right.
it only over in the black neighborhoods? Now, I
Facts.
say that to bring that over to them. They got 5 black dudes, and they're going to say, oh, because they can get in the neighborhood. No, you still need a variety of people so that you can have some type of chain of command and supervision. Who was supervising these black cops?
Right. And they're young.
And they look like criminals they damn self. You know?
That too.
You know?
Exactly.
Just to give you another one. You know, I love giving my little stories. Just give you another one. The Wild Cowboys, you know, back in the days in Harlem. You got the Wild Cowboys that used to get the LTD cars, you know, that looked like the police TNT car, and they went and got the little police light. They put it up on the top. They got the police jackets, and they'll throw the siren on and come behind dope boys. You know what I mean? And, you know, flash the siren and tell you to pull over. You pull over thinking it's the police. They bust you in the face, throw you in the trunk, and tell you to call your man to get him $250,000. You know what I mean? Wow. So now here I go driving down the street. You know what I mean? And then I see these flashing lights behind me, the TNT. I'm already on the street. I already know about the Wild Cowboys. And then here go the same car, same description, same scenario, trying to pull me over. What am I supposed to do? But, you know what I mean? Bust off. You understand what I'm saying? Because my life is in danger.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Anybody in their right mind gonna bust off. Right or wrong, family?
Yeah, I'd rather hold court right there in the street. For real, instead of just having them handcuff me up and just beating me down and I can't save myself, I'd rather try to get away. At least it won't just be me standing there. One of them gonna go with me, man. That's the fact.
They force your hand. So now here go this young black dude, Tyree. He driving, and they try and pull him over. They pull him over. The man asks him, what did I do? Like, what is going on? And he just wailing bong in his face. You understand? He get a chance and he run. They said he's like 100 yards from his house. You know, when they catch him, his parents in the house wondering where he at, and he's outside the front door getting murdered.
That's crazy, man. And being that you said that, man, I was watching CNN with Don Metal. He had the mother and the father there. Don Lemon. He had the mother and the father there interviewing him, man. That was a sad, very sad interview, man. That woman had to fight to actually have this interview and talk about her son. And she said, you know, during that time of the night when it was happening, she was having stomach cramps and she didn't know why. It came out of nowhere. She couldn't even, to the point where she couldn't even hardly walk. She walked in the room holding her stomach. And then come to find out later, she finds out about her son was being beat to a pulp. She said she was feeling his pain while they was beating him. It was coming to her while he was beating him, and he was calling for his mother, calling to say he's a mama's boy. He don't even drink. So they tried to use that as an excuse. She said that when she seen her son, his nose was shaped like an S. His head was swollen like a watermelon. His neck was swollen from the trauma. She said they beat him like a piñata, man. She couldn't even hardly really talk. Like, that was crazy. And the father was being strong. You know, he said he had to be strong for them, but he couldn't understand why they would just beat him like that. And they was also saying that the paramedics, the fire people was there on the scene watching them beat him, basically waiting until they finish, so then they can tend to him. They didn't try to say, stop, hold up, what y'all doing, nothing. So they're being held accountable as well.
Exactly, but that's what I'm speaking about, that they waited 20 minutes before they did anything because they took these policemen word for it because they all a gang and they all down with the same thing and they tried to cover it up. Because you could look at him, like the father said, and see how disfigured he was, and they're talking about, oh, only treat him for, you know, us stunning him because that's the procedures, you know? But the man is swollen like a piñata. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man.
And they told the mother that she asked, can she go and see him. When the police came to the house, they told her no. When she talked to the people at the hospital, they asked her, why are you not down here? She said, the officers told me, no, I can't come down there. So they was trying to, defer them from going, around the scene or around what was happening as long as they can stall them. And that's what was crazy. How you going to tell a parent that they can't go see that their child is in the hospital and for what reason? Which she don't know the law, so she probably just listened to the police tell them that. So the police know they was all the way out of line for this situation. I'm just wondering why one of them didn't just say, out of all five of them, one of them say, man, enough is enough. Stop. Don't do that. They all kept doing it. I'm wondering what they talking about to themselves in jail right now.
Listen, man. Listen, they was tag teaming that man like they was on a WWF. One held them, one, smashed them in the face. The other one tapped out and another one tapped in. Come on, dog. We saw what happened. That
Picking
was
them up.
Listen, how do you trust a police officer that's supposed to serve you after they treat you in this manner? And I want to comment on when you said that the mom said she was feeling the pain. That came from her being spiritually connected, to her seed. Even though we come from the womb, we still spiritually connected, to our mothers. And that's why I don't respect no man that don't respect or love his mother. Whether she's a crackhead, she's a whore or whatever she's doing, that's still your mother. You know what I mean? Because that's who brought you here. That's who you connected to. And just like the Circus 7 with the Morris signs, people say when you're born that we're all spiritually connected to the biblical cord, and it's out there. And then when you die, then it cut, and then you leave this plane and transform into the next dimension. Now, I want y'all to speak on that spiritual connection. Everybody in the comments. What do you think about that spiritual connection that the mother had where she felt the cramps like when she gave birth? You know what I mean? As they was taking her son's life. To me, in my opinion, that was the umbilical cord, that held him here on this plane, being separated from the mother as his life left him. She felt that umbilical cord being separated. That's the way I look at it. That might be a little spiritual right now. It might be a little deep for some of y'all to understand, but it's a damn good topic for us to get some dialogue on that spiritual connection that mama felt,
Nah, you absolutely right, because she also stated that he was a mama's boy. He come straight in the house and lay his head right on her. What you doing, mama? Call her every day, checking in, making sure, she's all right before he even come home. So you know how that is. Any person especially the sons, we always connected close to our mothers before anything. So that's exactly what happened with that spiritual connection. So you're not tripping. You know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
All right, because what I'm gonna say with that is also, I was in the Bronx one day. I was chilling about a month and a half ago, and my moms had told me when I left her, because I just seen my moms, gave her 100 kisses, 50 on each cheek, because I love her to death. And I leave moms and I shoot over to the Bronx. And mom was telling me before I went, boy, baby, just go home. You know what I mean? It's late, just go home. You know what I mean? I said, nah, I got to make a run first, mom. So I shoot over to the Bronx with one of the homies. And while I'm over there, I'm parked at a light. And somebody just ran into the back while I'm parked, sitting still for at least a minute, waiting on the light to change. Somebody ran into the back of the car. You know what I mean? Now, I jump out the car to run back because I done snapped into 1988 mode where I'm ready to rip his door out and rip his face off. And then my phone ring. And it was mom's. She said, baby, you still out? You need to go home. And at this time, I'm about to rip this dude's face off for running into the car. You understand what I'm saying? And I looked at the phone. And I looked at this dude. And I'm ready to put the phone in his face. And mom said, baby, whatever you doing, just go home. You understand what I'm saying? Just go home.
Right.
And she didn't know nothing what was going on. My mom's 87, we Jamaican, and so we spiritual. You know what I mean? But you know me. I ain't gonna tell you what I did because this whole new me. But you know what I mean? Trust me, it wasn't nice. I wasn't feeling it. But mama knows best, man. So that's where we at with that. And I want to leave that now. And let's talk about these young girls in the airport. You know, these two
Yeah.
young ladies that got arrested in the airport, because you had a very good perspective on that. You speak on that, big bro.
Yes. Well, one of them is my good friend stepdaughter. Her mother is a good friend of mine. I call her my sis. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this for the record because that's them girls is young, very young. And I really want to talk to the people that's going in the comments that's supposed to be grown folks, supposed to be people, that's and I'm just saying this because they in the comments talking as if they are somebody that don't make mistakes. So when we are grown people and kids make mistakes, we don't go up there and talk crazy about the kids and tell them how stupid they look and how crazy they look. Their mother must didn't have a father in the house, or their mother it must be some ghetto project woman, or such things. That's crazy. Y'all supposed to be bigging up the kids and tell them we all make mistakes. Y'all need to figure out and regroup about what y'all did, because kids are quicker to get tempered than we are. We grown folks, so we know to try at least hold our temper. I've been in the airport, Spirit Airline, when they held my flight back and told me I couldn't. I was there and I was waiting online. And for some reason, they are the one that made me miss my flight. And they was talking nasty to me, very nasty, to the point where I was real upset. But we older, we know how to, maintain our cool. Young kids that really new to the traveling and stuff like that, they probably gonna take it there. I'm not saying that they was right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they make mistakes. We are not supposed to talk down on them kids. We're not supposed to make them look crazy in comments. That girl is sitting home right now, feeling real bad, real bad. And I told her mother to tell her, stop looking at them comments, because they do it to celebrities. They do it to us on our things. We don't care. Y'all can say it y'all want. I know who I am. Y'all don't know us. And y'all don't know her. She's a good girl. They saying something about her hair was messed up. She was working and she had and doing something real, something positive. And she had to get to the airport, so she didn't have time to do her hair. She is a person, she works, she does hair for a living. That girl does hair for a living. So her hair is not like that on the regular, period. And her mother works at Duke Hospital to keep a roof over her daughter's head and her other siblings. So that what y'all saying is not true. And I don't like that. We supposed to big and uplift these kids. That's the problem now. Y'all tear them down. What if she going to depression because of all them nasty comments y'all made? We supposed to be saying things in the comments to stir them in the right direction, because now they facing felony charges. They still got to answer to that. So y'all shouldn't be doing no tearing down. Y'all should be uplifting them so they know not to get in trouble. It's like when they go, if they, when they do go and get whatever punishment they're going to get, it's going to be a lesson for them to not get in trouble and do the same, repeat the same thing again. Not only that, it's going to be a lesson to their peers and other kids across the country, because this thing went viral. So other kids across the country will know not to do that. So y'all shouldn't be doing the things y'all doing in those comments. For real, that's not a grown man, and that's not a grown woman. It's not likely that a grown person would do that. Let me rephrase that. So y'all should actually take actions and look in the mirror at yourself before y'all say something bad about somebody. Because she come from a good house. Her mom's work every day, for years, same job, Duke Hospital in Durham, North Carolina. So y'all need to stop that. Whoever's doing those comments, y'all might want to retract those. And anybody else that sees this or go up there and see that, throw in some good comments and cheer them girls up and let them know, we know that y'all did wrong. We know y'all probably wasn't thinking. Y'all was thinking out of anger, but this is what you should do. Give them some advice of what not to do. Give them some advice what to do when they go and stand in front of that judge, because they still have to answer to that judge. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said, I ain't saying they wrong. I just want her and her friend to be prepared and let the judge know and speak, real good to the judge, and actually let them know that they are, sorry about what they did. Because we all was young and we all did things. And when we wake up the next day, we wonder, like, what was I thinking about? Why would I do that? Wow. So y'all need to take heed in that, man. That's not good.
All right, let me
So,
say this. Let me say this. Let me say this, right? Let me explain this. First of all, let me give you a round of applause. You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate it, brother.
Let me give a round of applause. You know, and I definitely got to point out my man Jax. You know, round of applause to Jax. I know y'all love the program. We got the thing looking good. This is all a secret vault. You know, edited Jack's production. I know we
Yes,
look
sir.
good. And you know, I'm old cocky. I'm going to say it because I know we
Yeah.
got haters that don't want to say it. But I want to speak on the comments. Now, that's why I run my platform the way I run my platform. I don't tolerate no negative comments on my platform. If you got anything to say about something that you disagree with, you know what I mean, and you can't say it
Right.
respectfully, my Instagram joint is on the screen. It continues to be flashed. I'm at Unique Mecca Audio. My man Bootsie is at I Am Big Bootsie. You know what I mean? So if you
Right.
feel like being disrespectful, we're welcoming you to DM us on our Instagram. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? And say what you need to say. But in my comments, we keep our joint positive because it's about enlightening the youth. It's not about getting
Right.
sidetracked with the negative comments and
Facts.
you know, the hating and the troll. Go somewhere else for that because I'm telling you now, and I'm telling Bootsy, my recommendation for you is if somebody come on there trolling and all that, just block them. I do no tolerance on my page. Go create another page because YouTube got a thing where they let you hide so you can do the keyboard gangster. You know what I mean? And
Right.
nobody know who you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Instagram let them put up who you are. So if a dude jump out there and he get disrespectful, you got their phone number, you got their email, you got their contact, and we could deal with this like it's 1988. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Facts.
that's how I run my platform, and that's how I recommend you run yours. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because we not
No
into no
doubt.
bull crap. And you can DM me and tell me, yo, Unique, I think you full of shit. Bootsy, I think you full of shit. That's
Right.
cool. We don't have a problem with that. But we don't
None.
need to do that in the comments. You understand what I'm saying? To take away
Right.
from the positive message that we trying to bring you. So
Exactly.
that's why I got a no tolerance. Anybody say anything that I don't like. You know what I mean? I don't care if you didn't know it was bad or not. I'll respond and let you know, hold on, homie, let's be respectful. You know what I mean? Or I'll say respectfully. But I'm not going to
Right.
go back and forth, and we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? So, you know, create a couple of new pages so you can continue to come in, and we'll just continue to block you. You know what I mean? But like Bootsy's saying, you know, we're the elders, man. We got locked up. Well, I got locked up as a youth. You know, I
I
was
did
20.
too.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we got locked up as youth, so we wasn't there to enlighten the adults
The
of
young
today. You understand what I'm saying? So they
Right.
grew up without the supervision. That's just like the old story, you know, old parable that they got that, you know, the old elephants was just, eating and shitting. You know what I mean? And, you
Right.
know, trampling over everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the old elephants, they had a path. And the younger elephants followed that path. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? Now, they decided to take the older elephants out because they felt they was useless. Now, when they take the older elephants out, there's no one to guide the younger elephants, so they started trampling over the huts and the vegetation and everything else, and it became
Right.
chaos. That's what's
Exactly.
happening now. It's chaos in the world because they took us older elephants off. We here now trying to uplift you and give you back something because we destroyed our community. We
Right.
take 100% responsibility for that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
that's all it's about, man. It's about trying to uplift them. They talking about, you know, Boosie said they talking about their hair look like this, hair look like that. Nigga, you know what a mugshot look like. Them goddamn
Exactly.
5 police officers I talked about earlier, they look like criminals in their mugshots.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I
Look at
saw
they
them,
hair.
yeah, not one of them looked like a police officer. Not one
Right.
of them. They all look like criminals. And we
That's a
didn't
fact.
put up their criminal mugshot to disrespect those men because they still have their day in court. Even though we clearly see with our 2 eyes what happened and we know that,
That's right.
even though they was allegedly charged with, beating them, we saw the beating. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But they still got a
Right.
right to go through trial. And that's why you got people, one thing they hated in society, you know what I mean, was lawyers. Because lawyers defend rapists, murderers, child molesters, and things like that. And they say, how could you sit there and defend someone that molested a child or raped a woman? You know what I mean? Because they have something called a constitution, and every man is innocent until proven guilty, and he should have his day in court, even if it's a bullshit defense. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Right or wrong,
That's right.
family. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
With
we
the
know
public pretenders.
you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is, man. Like I said, for anybody to sit there and point out his hair, you know what I mean, or her hair, or they look like criminals, or this and that, you know,
They ignorant.
exactly, you know, because you're pulling away from the main course of the action. That's like taking the steak off the plate, you know, and just leaving, you know, the greens over here, and you know whatever you spit out over there, but you don't took the main course off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
stay on the main
Right.
course, man. The main course is that we have these young black sisters, you know, that
Right.
allegedly
Made
went
a
to the
mistake.
airport and made a mistake. That's it.
Right.
And you know, in the airport after, you know, TSA and all of that, you know what I mean? All those different things I don't want to say, because you know YouTube like to act up when you say certain things. But because of everything that has happened, you know, with the T, you know what I mean? You know what that is. You know what I mean? With the dropping the, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
everything
definitely.
that went down with that, they got a no tolerance in the airport, like I run a no tolerance for fake, you know, hating comments. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Facts.
I delete
Facts.
them and block them immediately. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the same thing they do at the airport. They snatch you up and take you out immediately. So, you know, if they did in fact, you know, allegedly, you know, throw something at the TSA agent, you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do their job. Cause that's the same way
Yes, sir.
somebody could have threw a
Right.
bee at them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
Right.
and you know, could have killed and took many lives. You know, so
They
the
said that
TSA,
one lady went to the hospital or something too.
you understand what I'm
So
saying? So you know,
allegedly.
yeah. So you know, that's what it is, man. You know, we have to be here for each other, man, because we all make mistakes. I made a mistake that cost me 29 years, 9 years, 28 years, whatever it is. I stopped counting. You know, in federal
Right.
prison. You understand?
Right.
And
And so
every
did I.
president that we had, you understand, they broke the law in some kind of way. Even Bill Clinton said that he smoked marijuana when it wasn't illegal. You understand what I'm saying? George Bush said he sniffed cocaine when he was in
And
college.
it wasn't legal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and, you know, act like no one makes a mistake. And you
Right.
can't hold a person responsible for their youthful mistakes. Like you can't hold
Right.
a person responsible
Right.
for what they don't know.
Right.
You
How can
understand?
the adults do that? You're an adult. So for you to make comments like that, how does that look? That means you are ignorant yourself. So after you wrote that comment, you should have made a comment about yourself. That's ignorant. You don't do that on the young girls. Now, another thing is, I don't want to say they made a mistake, because I know somebody gonna say something about a comment with that. Yeah, they probably know what they was doing, but they was thinking out of anger at the time, and we all have done it. So there's no way in the world you would want your child to go through what these two girls is going through, with people making nasty comments and don't even know them. So if you, the ones who made those comments, if that was your child, ask yourself, would you want your child going through that? Knowing your child is not that type of person, but you do know your child might get mad fast and might want to fight if they get mad, stuff like that. But it's things that kids got to learn growing up. I don't care if they 21, 22, they still young-minded, for real. So understand that. So when y'all made those comments, that means y'all are ignorant as well. So look in the mirror before you talk to a person like that. So you know what I'm gonna try and do, Unique? I'm gonna try and get her on sitting down with me and you at the table and say her side so the world can know. But she's not really ready to speak now. Talk with her moms, talk with her stepfather, and they like, you know, she's not ready. She's in the house like feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? And that made me feel sad even hearing that, you know, because that could be my daughter. And no mother don't want to go through that, seeing their kid that they know is real vibrant on the weekends and everything, sitting in the house all day. That's not good. That child could go into depression because of all y'all making these comments. She didn't ask to go viral and have it going all over the world now because of the news. And now y'all want to talk crazy about her and don't know her. But she don't understand the block the comments out. She's not gonna understand. She's not a YouTuber. She works she does hair for a living. She
Oh,
pay taxes.
okay. All right, all right. Let me say this. It's like, you know, we all make mistakes, man. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? But we as the elders, have to enlighten the youth so that
That's a
they
fact.
know. So the advice I'm gonna give the youth right now is, like Bootsie said, don't let your anger,
Hmm.
lead you down a path,
Right.
that it's gonna take decades to get out of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like I let my greed lead me down a path that cost me 2.5 decades to get out of.
Me
So
too.
think before you do something. Think before you say something. Think before you react. And know that there
Fact.
is a reaction to every action.
Every action. That's
You
a
understand?
fact.
So remember, Unique
Fact.
Mecca Audio and I Am Bootsy is telling you that. And anybody that don't agree with it, if you want to get sassy in the comments, take it to our DM and we'll welcome it over there and we'll
Yes.
talk, privately as adults. You know what I mean? To the
Right.
men or
Fact.
women, and that's where
Fact.
we at. Now, I don't want to dwell on
Fact.
this too long because I think we got the point
Yeah.
across. And,
No doubt.
now
No
let's
doubt.
talk about, these young men in Detroit. Introduce that, Bootsy. You know?
Well, it's these three guys that everybody know about, the three rappers that was missing for 10 days. And they found them. They finally found them and they was pronounced dead. It's Almighty Kelly, Montea Givens, and Dante Wicker.
Mm.
So what was happening is allegedly they said one of the guys was the light skinned guy was on Instagram. His last Instagram post, he was talking about somebody up there about snitching, and he know the guys. Somebody was snitching, and so was snitching, and he didn't see the paperwork. He said he didn't see the paperwork, but he know that this specific guy is snitching because the sources that he got it from actually normally tells the truth about stuff, and and it was just going on and going on and going on. So now what they saying is they got booked for a show, and the show was supposed to have been canceled. Mind you, these are rappers with probably 1,000 followers or something like that. So they're saying that nobody with 1,000 followers is big enough for somebody to even want to book you for a show. So that should have been a red flag to the guys. But they said allegedly they got booked for a show, and the last place they were seen was leaving, going to that show, and then they was found in Highland Highland Park Apartments. That's where the guys were found inside of a rat infested building. They said the murders actually happened inside of that building. The homicides happened there. In their car, it was a stolen car, and now they got a young 15-year-old dude locked up, and they say he's in there with no bail. So I don't know. Have you seen some of the story, Unique?
Yeah, I seen some of it, but I didn't hear the part about the saying somebody snitched or whatever. If they did in fact do that, you know what I mean? If they did in fact do that, you know what I mean? You already know what that welcome. You don't put, a snitch title on anyone without
No.
paperwork, because in the
Right.
prison, you know what I mean? And this why I'm letting y'all know, because a lot of y'all act like you tough enough to go to prison. You know what I mean? I'm telling you now, I
Right.
wasn't tough enough to deal with it, but I dealt with it, But in the
Right.
prison, if you call somebody a snitch, they must stab you or they're going to get ran off the compound because that means that there's some truth to it. You can't not respond with violence when someone call you a snitch in the prison. But out here in
Right.
society, everybody call everybody snitches, everybody put a fake paperwork and they do all types of things and that costs you your life, when you go
Right.
behind that wall. So don't go behind that wall. That's why I say don't
Fact.
break the law, stay on the porch, because a lot of things y'all doing don't realize that there's severe action, severe reaction to your actions.
Right.
So that's what I would
Fact.
say about that. But it's a sad day when now when rappers, when entertainers, got to look over their shoulder because they scared that somebody might copycat what they did and invite them somewhere and do something to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's
Right.
why the only thing the government did not take from me, you know, was my freedom of speech and my tongue. You know,
Right.
only us control our tongue. So watch what you say out your mouth because it could come back to bite you or cost you your life. And I'm telling you that because in prison, I've seen a lot of people lose their lives for having a loose tongue. Like I even said on my show, I said something foul out my mouth, dude bust me in the head with a lock. Big shout out to the dude that bust me in the face with a lock in the sock. I gotta give him a shout out
to you for even saying that.
You know what I mean?
And admitting to that. That take a real man.
Come on, my nigga. Like I said, I was wrong. I got what I deserve, and you know, that's a part of the rules.
Right.
I can't. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. I can't. I can't expect. You know what I mean? Me to push the line on the rule. You understand?
Right.
But then when I break the rule, I want to pass. I'm not immune from it. You're not immune from it.
That's a fact. That's why I keep my mouth shut. Only talk appropriate things.
And that's what it is, man. We always was at the tail end of something, and lost. You understand what I'm saying?
Fact.
And I lost because I got slick with the tongue that I had the control of. I had no business saying what I said. So dude put a lock in my sock and boop, bust me in my joint. Big shout out to him again. You know what I mean? Got to give him a shout out. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody immune from that shit, man. So I'm not going to sit there because if a dude violate me and say something out of his mouth, you better believe I'm busting him in the head, but it ain't going to be with no lock and no sock. It's definitely going to be a banger. Because I want them to feel that cold steel going up in them, and I want to see that blood come off that banger when I'm pulling up out of them. So I was lucky he ain't put the banger in me, and he just boop in the head. Big shout out again. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know that there's a reaction. There's a reaction to all actions, man. Watch what y'all say, man. Just because, I'm in New York don't mean I'm going to talk trash about somebody in West Bubblefuck. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel they can't get to me. You know what I mean? Because the universe is smaller than you think. It's smaller than you think, man. And that's what I got to say about that, man. But we've been on.
I got a quick prison story for you.
Oh man, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I was locked up in
Hold on, let the audience give us their little round of applause. Go ahead, Bootsie.
I was locked up in Jessup, Maryland. So me. We used to call the pay phones back in the day, and in Maryland you could knock on the phones. And it was collect calls, so you could knock on the phone and knock till it say call accepted, and you could call through the pay phones. So once I learned that, when I got in there, I'm like, oh hell no, I'm skipping. You gotta wait online. So I know I'm violating. Mm-hmm. I used to run up and skip the line and act like I was standing right there and get on the phone. If I got my time is up, I'll wait for one more person to get on the phone. And I'll wait and watch when another person before he about to get on, and I'll jump the line again. I almost got in some heat behind that. Mm-hmm. A guy told me, yo, dog, you ain't gonna keep jumping the phone like that now. I don't care where you from, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? What that supposed to mean? He said, yo, you ain't gonna skip the line. So me, I want to go ahead and get mad with the situation, but I know I was wrong. So after I finished getting off my phone call, the guy swung on me. Mm. And me and him in there going at it. Guess where I get put? Locked up, inside of being locked up. Because I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing something I had no business doing, man. For real.
Yo, I got to give a big shout out, man. I got to give a big shout out. I got to give a big shout out, to the dude that swung on you. But he screwed up. You know what I mean? But he screwed up. Because if that was me, I would have swung on your ass while you was on the phone to make sure I cold cocked and knocked your ass out. I'm not going to wait till you get off. I would have just stole on you for disrespecting me, because if you play me like a sucker, I'm going to treat you like a sucker. I'm not going to give you a fair one and wait for you to get off. I'm going to bust you dead in your mouth so your mama hear you hitting the ground with your head bust up on that concrete, and then somebody got to pick the phone up and say, your baby just got knocked out, Mom. He'll call you back.
That's how but it wouldn't have been that easy. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? So big shout out to dude for giving you a fair one. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have gave you a fair one. I would have just stole off on you. You know what I mean? Why you talking to your
shout,
girl and all that? You know?
No doubt.
You know? But, you know, we can look back and laugh at it because we was young. So that's why we're trying to show the youth that it's not worth it. There's two quick ways to get killed in the prison. One is to mess with that television. You understand? And two is that goddamn telephone. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And he picked the telephone and he got a good lesson because dude waited till he got off and swung on him. Because I would have waited till he curled up and say, man, screw them niggas. You know what I mean? With his back turned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know? Come on, dog.
I ain't never turned my back, though. That ain't never happening.
Yeah, but you know, we know that. I'm just making light of it. But I'm just saying, you know, I would have snuck up on your blind side then. You know what I mean? I would have caught your back. And that would have been that. You know?
Me too. I feel you. That's a fact.
You know?
A fact.
So y'all wind up to not listen to, you know, Unique Mecca Audio and I Am Bootsie and wind up in prison. No, don't go skipping that line because you might run into a dude that's going to cold cock you from the blind side like Unique would have. You know what I mean? So don't even do it, man. Big shout out. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want to be on here too long because we don't want to chop this up. We've been on here 50 minutes already. You know, we doing our thing. You know, anything you want to say to them, Bootsie?
Yeah, before I go, I want to say, just because I know the young lady and the parents and stuff like that, I didn't utilize this message just because I know them. So I want y'all to understand that if it was your child, his child, anybody's child that went through this, me and my brother Unique Mecca Audio would have still been up here having this conversation because I don't agree to ignorance, especially when it comes to a child, especially when me and Unique is trying to preach getting these kids from doing things that are taking them to jail and killing each other. And make sure y'all come to our Street Knowledge podcast because it's going to be things up there that I'm going to be teaching as well. I'm going to piggyback it back to my brother Unique. He going to piggyback it back to me. That's just how we roll. They call us Batman and Robin. We can't help it.
You already know.
For the youth.
But I'm letting you know now, y'all be careful out there because if you violate, there could be plenty of gunshots. You understand what I'm saying? You might not get lucky, you know what I mean? And hear dude click-clacking because he might just start busting. All right? All right, tune it out, man. Let me put the intro up and let y'all see how we do this with the Mecca Audio song. So we going to go with the outro, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
And do what we got to do, man. All right?
All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautical Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian, fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops. Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the